Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and I swear 2 seconds ago my voice was still here. It is gone now. That is very frustrating. That is actually really frustrating. I am almost 100% better. It just seems that my voice is gone from all of the talking that I've had to do for work recently, and probably all of the coughing. But welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach. We are in for another weekly e-vlog here. We are going to be heading down to Atlanta here with our beautiful Mac Anthem and our Feathered Light trailer. God, I really did not park well when we came back from Daytona. But we're going to be heading down with the Xfinity Series to race at Atlanta. Now, Atlanta, last time we were there, snuck up and bit us in the worst way possible. So I'm hoping for some sort of redemption from that. Full tank of fuel at 6:30 here in the morning. God, how long? I can't even read the display right now. It's like a 4-hour drive. It's quick. But wanted to get down there, staged in the morning to park at the garages. I believe they open this afternoon. So nice, easy day trip here from Charlotte. And then, not next week, but the following week, we're going to be heading out to Phoenix, which will be pretty long drive out there. Probably make a time lapse for you guys. Just get that turn. Lights on for my safety. Okay, jittery. But we're going to get up on the highway here, but I figured before that, I could kind of yeah, it's like a 4-hour drive, yeah. I could chit-chat with you guys and kind of let you know what's been going on in racing. I was hoping I was going to have a little bit more of a voice, but here we are. So, overall, let's talk about last year at Atlanta. Now, we had won the pole and had done some good stuff at Daytona and crashed out. And then we went to Atlanta, got the pole. I think it was on, like, lap 3. We got loose in turn 1 while leading the pack and kind of pushed ourselves to the back. And a little bit later there, turn 1 bit us and we got into a crash. So Atlanta and us do not get along, and that was our only visit that we've done so far. So I decided, okay, we'll go back this year. You know, it could be a lot of fun. I like Atlanta. I like the new Atlanta, but especially the way it's kind of like super speedway-esque. Like, kind of going to go in there with a grain of salt and hope for the best. So after winning Daytona, I've got some high hopes. You know, before we even go to Phoenix, I just want to be able to finish the race. That is actually my goal. I don't care if we qualify on the pole. I don't care, you know, X, Y, Z. I just want to be able to finish the race. That's going to be my biggest takeaway. So, super excited about that and hopeful for that. But for now, that's where we're heading. We're going to head to Atlanta. But let's talk a little bit about Daytona last week, because I realized, you know, at the end of the vlogs, we kind of just finish up and off we go. So I want to be able to talk and share what a cool experience Daytona was. That was definitely one of those races you had to be in front on the bottom if you wanted to win that race. 100%. And it was tricky beyond belief to keep that, because if you slingshotted yourself out to the outside, you could just sweep right in front of the leader, regardless who it was, regardless of what run they had, which is exactly what happened. You know, with 3 laps to go, you know, we had beaten, banged off a couple door panels here and there. But it was really when it was like 3 laps to go and we came to the line and I got past and I saw the car go by on the outside. I was like, ooh, we might be in trouble here. Being able to then force ourselves to the outside, do the same thing, be able to regain with 2 laps to go, and be able to take the checkered flag at Daytona is one, it's cool. It's so cool to win the first race of the year, but it gives you that confidence. So I'm hoping going into Atlanta, we'll be able to carry that confidence over for this race, and especially when, you know, we're not doing a full schedule for the Xfinity Series. We have no interest of doing so. And, ooh, you're still 35 through here. There we go. There's the 70. I was like, you're a highway. I'm not going to go 35. But it is one of those things of like, okay, how many races do we want to do? You build that confidence, and you're like, I could do this, and you never know. Maybe Atlanta will humble us. Maybe we'll crash on lap 1. So you never know. You never know when it comes to this, and I'm having fun, and that's what I want to do with the iRacing. When you're sticking to a tour and you're trying to stay dedicated to it, it can take a little bit of the fun out of it because, you have to do this. And the way that we're approaching it this year and doing some odd races here and there and planning for the move and finishing the house and planning for the baby, I'm like, I've got a lot of free time to kind of do what I want to be able to do. So instead of going to, Circuit Americas next week, the first road course of the season, I'm actually going to go find a figure 8 race that we can run in the mini stocks. Because why not? Because it's stupid. Because I can do stupid things now. I've got the ability to do stupid things, and that'll be fun to fill a week, and then we'll head out to Phoenix, which should be a lot of fun as well. And I would love to repeat at Phoenix, but who knows what car setups are going to be, who knows what's going to happen to the car this weekend. Again, we only have one car. Well, we have two, but the other one's not ready. It's not put together, so I'd prefer not to crash this car, and nobody wants to crash, period. So, rather keep cars clean as possible. That's why our goal is not to win at Atlanta. It is to finish at Atlanta. So, still, could be a lot of fun. But yeah, just keeping our schedule open. God, I wish my voice would come back. keeping the door open to all the possibilities that we can do, keeping it fun, keeping it light, and just remembering... Sorry, I love getting a text being like, can we use this? That's yours? I mean, no, that's my answer because you have your own. But I'll be a nice guy and say yes and then regret it in the future. Hate it. Back to focusing. And that's also one of the things, to think about. We try to keep it with realism with the racing. We try to keep it realism with the truck sim on the way down there. Fundamentally, if I crash hard enough that would require, medical attention, I can't drive the truck back. I would need somebody to drive it back. And, to try to think through that we only have 2 cars. So if we literally had a planned, which I don't think we do, but let's say we had 3 races in a row. If I crashed 2 times in a row, I'm not going to, I wouldn't have a car. And to try to keep with that realism. And I know people are like, well, it's just a simulator, it's just a game. Yes. I will never be able to be a race car driver. I have no interest to truly be a race car driver. I'd love to drive modified one day. Not race, but just to drive. I think that would actually be really cool. And I know Jeffrey Earnhardt has a racing experience that you can actually do that. But it's one of those things where it's like, I want to try to keep it in that realism for the videos that I'm making. We've had it before where... excuse me. We've crashed in practice, and I've skipped qualifying. It's keeping one of those realism that keeps it fun. It keeps it. It keeps the immersion there. The whole point of making the video and talking to this microphone that I'm talking to right now is to integrate into the sim, into the life. So that's what I like to do. I think it's fun. But, I could yammer, but we're going to have stuff to be able to see at the track and all that anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to see you in 2 hours when we get closer to Atlanta. All right, we are getting ourselves slowed down here, running into a little bit of ATL traffic here at 9:30 in the morning. But it's race weekend. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. I'm actually really excited for coming back, and I really do enjoy the Xfinity race car itself. I love the racing. I love the group that we're racing with right now, and it's just it's been good, and I'm hoping that it stays good and it doesn't get crappy. You know what I mean? Ooh, that's not the best place to do that, officer. We'll try to squeeze on by safely as we possibly can. Of course, we're going through a malfunction junction right now, and to get these. I think we used to take the side road there. Yeah, the local traffic road. Don't slam on your brakes at the top of an entrance. I've got a fully loaded 53-foot trailer. I got the biggest thing that I possibly could be pulling here. Yeah, this is where we pop off and join the local traffic to skirt past the highway and get ourselves into Atlanta. Now, this is weirdly feeling familiar. Like, I've been here twice, but now I can't remember if we came once with the SRX series when we were doing that, when we switched over to the Legends. Which, I had such high hopes for that series and that everything that I, could do from there. The AI that worked for the SRX series, they had no wear in the tires. You could actually watch the graphs. There was no wear at all. And I could not use custom skins. They would not load. And I think it's just because since the SRX series is dead at this point, I think that people lost, interest, so they just decided not to update it or whatever. So it's kind of sucky for us because I was looking forward a lot to doing that. But, what are you going to do? You're one person. And we tried it, and then we tried switching it to the Legends, and Legend car should not be doing 100 laps anywhere. But it was an experience. We could chalk it up to that, and I'm thinking next year we might do a late model tour through some of the tracks of iRacing. I hope iRacing does get a new oval at some point. Ooh, slow down. Don't need that ambulance or van or whatever. That just disappeared. Do you disappear too? Spooky. All right, let's get ourselves in here. Nice and easy. We know where we're parking. We've been here a time or two before. Even back to when we were doing the Camping World Truck Series. We were here. Atlanta's been always the same for us, so feeling like we're on familiar ground. Easy. Right up on the curb. Oh yeah, shift. Yeah, look at that. Auto window. Love that. Get ourselves down, parked here at the end of the row. Feeling good, feeling alright, looking fine. Let's get up here. It's gonna peek out. Do we look straight enough? Yeah, we're fine. I'm actually gonna kick it just a smidge. There we go. Check the outside just to make sure we look good. Yeah. Want to make sure that we leave that fire lane open, but we can come forward a little bit more. There we go. Window up. What do you think, Bug? She's sleeping on my bed right now, actually. Not in the truck, in real life. All right, let's lights off. Shut her down. Well, actually, brake. Now shut her down. Let's climb out and let's see how it's looking. All right, you got to love those days of coming in and getting yourself unloaded. It's just, it's a constant go, go, go here for these race weekends. So we are going to get ourselves out on track here today for practice with the Xfinity Series. Now, I don't think I'm going to take a lot, just like any of our other racing at super speedways. I want to protect the car because, like we said on the way down, we've got one car in there. We don't have the backup. It's not put together yet. We'll be bringing it out to Phoenix because we're way too far away. Again, we're 3 hours away. If we really needed to slap something together, we probably could. But want to protect that car. Go out probably only for a lap or two and call it good here at Atlanta. So we'll see you guys after practice and hoping that we can kick some butt. All right, we are back from practice, and 24th, I believe, is where we were. We didn't spend a lot of time in the draft, and if you are not in the draft, you are screwed. So, with that knowledge, we decided, I think we did, 2 laps or something like that? I'm like, I don't want to be in the draft. I don't want to risk damaging the car. Which kind of also sucks because it doesn't tell us a lot before we head into qualifying, but I'm happily optimistic here at Atlanta. So we're going to go out single car qualifying 1 lap here at Atlanta with the Xfinity Series, and let's see how we're going to do. Beautiful sunset. All right, well, qualifying is done, and we're going to be getting ready to head down to the grid right now. We qualified first. Single car, we're always very fast. I'm genuinely worried about the pack. I'm worried about the pack racing because Atlanta it's still so new. And, this super speedway, quote unquote, is tight. It's a little bit wider here and there, but it's so tight for this 1.5 miles that I'm hoping for the best. If we can stay out front and stay in that clean air, I don't think we'll have a problem. But, who knows how well that might go. So we're going to go head down for driver intros now. It's 163 laps, stage breaks at 45 and 90. I just want to be able to finish the race. So let's see how we do. Let's go have some fun. All right, we are coming back from the race. We finished watching it. Unfortunately, we did not finish the race. Unfortunately, we didn't even finish stage 1. I was so hopeful out of the turmoil that we had. I was like, I want to be able to finish this. We got this. I know that we've got this. We didn't have this. Unfortunately, Atlanta bit us. It bit a lot of people tonight. There was a lot of cautions. Yours truly was involved in 1, backstretch, front stretch, turn 1. Yours truly was in 3. I think there was a total of like 6 or 7, which was just a bummer. But it is just part of Atlanta at this point. So yeah, let's just break this through before we pull out of here. Started the racing first. We actually did fine for a handful of laps, a pretty good handful of laps, until on the backstretch, coming out of 2, all of a sudden the car, I don't know if it was wind, crosswind, or what, the car just all of a sudden kicked sideways. Like, kicked sideways completely. My best option was to spin it down the backstretch. Luckily, it's all paved back there. Kept it off the wall, spun. No harm, no foul. Put us further in the back. Went in, got tires, came back out. We were racing around. There was a stack up coming out of turn 2. We got in the back of somebody, sent them into the wall, sent somebody up into the wall. That was one of the cautions. Continuing on through stage 1, we got ourselves in a tricky spot and got ourselves actually turned to the inside of the speedway, so there'll probably be no penalty, but right on through the grass. Luckily, our splitter didn't catch in. Luckily, I was sideways enough to prevent that and slid right on through the grass. I'm like, I just want to finish stage 2, and getting towards the end and working our way up, and I felt like we had such a strong car, and if we could just stop these little mishaps, we were going to do fine. And unfortunately, going into turn 1, through 1 and 2, car got slightly loose, and it just sucked up to the car next to me. Ricocheted off of them while trying not to wreck anybody. Pretty much ended up getting turned right into the outside wall. Almost got airborne. Well, we did get slightly airborne, but almost flipped ourselves. Came back, collected a handful of cars, and our day was done. From there, also, I know that there was a wreck in turn 1. Somebody engine blew on the backstretch. Certain things like that. So, it's unfortunate because I think we had a really strong car, but it is what it is. I'm more mad that we broke up a car, but I'm glad that we got a week before we head out to Phoenix to be able to fix it. So at least we'll have a backup car. But that's what you got from Atlanta, finishing 35th. Not last, though. Hey, we didn't get last. There was somebody who was out before us, so and who wasn't able to get themselves back out there. So, overall, disappointed in how this weekend went. But really, it's just pick up the pieces and get ourselves ready to head out to Phoenix in 2 weeks. And next week, I don't know where we're going yet, but we're going to go figure 8 racing. So it should be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day. And hopefully my voice will be better. And we really do appreciate your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.